It's Lima time.
Yes.
Excuse me. It's episode 163. It's the glorious return after a 2-month hiatus. We have spent as much time on Lima time in the last 2 months as Rob Manfred has spent saving baseball, which is 0 seconds since the middle of November. And now we're back. Now it's the middle of January. Pitchers and catchers are supposed to report in a month, and we all know that's not going to happen.
Is that for sure? I thought there was going to be no stoppage. We're going to be good to go. It was just we got to deal with this. Or you're doing your normal pessimist thing where you don't expect anything to work ever.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it.
Okay, I do respect that.
Yeah,
but as far as I know, they're not supposed. There's not supposed to be any stoppage at all, other than what's going on right now.
I've spent an awful lot of time away from Twitter, which has been absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, me too.
And
it's been great.
It's so good. Like I'll sit there and I'll be like, why am I in such a good mood? And then I realize I'm not doom scrolling. And it's fantastic. So but I did hop on for a little bit. I got to get my jokes off somehow.
Yeah, me too. That's my thing as well. I think on the same page there. You gotta. Yeah, I need it. I just don't want to scroll anymore. I'm not looking at for the most part. I'm not looking at posts and reading people's bullshit.
Yeah. No, I'm not interested in your 71 tweet thread about how Omicron is both good and bad.
Yeah, your love letter to Fauci.
So no, but I did see something that they actually did restart some negotiations today, but they started at the same point where talks broke off last time. So I don't know that any progress has been made, and I don't think either side really wants to make progress. And so no, I don't. I mean, they say there's not going to be a work stoppage, which means they're going to wait until probably another month. I bet it's another month, and then we'll start to see one side cave, and it's going to be the Players Association because Tony Clark is not the guy.
He is definitely not the guy. Yeah, we did talk about this sometime in the last year. I feel like we did maybe even the last episode we did, but where we said that neither side can afford to have any stoppage. The league can't survive with any kind of extended stoppage. So I think that there's motivation from that standpoint. But other than that, that's all I'm going off of. I'm speaking like I know anything. I haven't really read much up on it. Once I read that, I was like, oh, they're gonna be fine. It's kind of a bunch of grandstanding and the usual nonsense. It's stupid. Everybody hates it, but millionaires and billionaires can't fight in the public looking at them. It just doesn't work. It's right, especially with a sport with a sport teetering with popularity. They can't afford to do it.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. But I also
that's why they'll do it, and baseball will be done for sure.
They will 100% choose the wrong course of action. Everyone knows that there are 4 possible paths forward, and one path is fraught with dragons and alligators, and they're going to go out and slay the dragons and the alligators rather than take one of the other very safe routes to make sure that your sport does succeed.
It's like all these signs with arrows, like, please go this way. This is the way. Please go this way. There's like angels helping you, and there's just one. It's just like a haunted forest, and there's like a mean, scary eyes, the scary red glowing eyes. It's like, no, I'm gonna go that way. That seems all right.
Yeah, let's go that way. So essentially, one side is trying to trip over its own dick, and the other one's trying to sit on its own balls. And
like Mr. Belvedere, which did shut down production of the show Mr. Belvedere for 3 days, I believe. Fun fact to like throw around.
That's one of my favorite tweets.
Balls and shut down production. So
one of my
you don't laugh because have you ever sat on them? It's not a great thing if you ever happen to do that. It's not good.
Yeah,
we're in those years now, and it's not ideal.
yeah, it's true. It's true. I'm to the point. At one point in the last couple of weeks, I opened the refrigerator. I did something very. I can't even recreate the movement, but I hit myself in the balls with the refrigerator door.
Yes.
And that
sounds impossible. I can't even it doesn't make any sense physics wise, but that's incredible. Yeah, of course you're like, how did that even happen?
Yeah. So yeah. All right. Are we done talking about baseball? Because baseball sucks. It doesn't even exist right now.
Yeah.
I've got one. For you. Cool. Did Correa screw up by not signing a deal before the lockout?
No, he's the best shortstop coming out of the lockout, going into the lockout. It doesn't matter. He's fine. He's gravy. It would have been nice to have him panic and just stay here and be like, and then we just get him out of it. But you can't talk all that shit and like just walk that walk and go say you're gonna do that and then just like panic at the last second. That'd be brutal.
And then just cave before Thanksgiving. Yeah, you can't do that.
But the way I mean, it's somewhat dicey with the owners are like their main thing is we can't pay players as much, we can't give them that many years. Carlos may be the only one that's going to get years because the Yankees are going to give it to him and they're whatever he wants. They're just going to be. They don't give it. The Yankees don't care about the rest of the league, and then the league doesn't care what the Yankees do. I think he's going to get his 10. I think they
gave Aaron Hicks $70 million. They're gonna pay whatever they want for Carlos Correa.
But I mean, I think is this the first time the owners are right? I think both sides benefit from low years. I know you want to be locked in, but I think the mobility and the chance to get extra contracts and play yourself into more money, I think there's incentive. Maybe I'm just siding with the billionaires. I think I'm a pure capitalist, and I like the bank. I like to root for the house at the casino. So I think maybe I'm just a villain, and that's my thoughts are aligning. But it seems like that's a thing that they all could benefit from.
At some point you just think like, okay, you want baseball from a business standpoint. You want baseball to be like fantasy baseball. Okay, every year you have a draft. You have a fantasy draft, and you fill out your rosters, and it's a serpentine draft.
It has to be serpentine always.
Let's just I mean, if that's what you really want, then do it. And there's no salary cap, but one year you could have it to where Altuve and Trout are on the same team, and the next year things change, and every player changes teams.
That would be kind of fun, though. I hated it at first just because we're purists, but then I'm thinking about it. Yeah, the team loyalty thing and that. It'd be a completely different game, but that would be fun because if you sucked, there always is next year, and it could be you never know. You'd get crazier billionaires, you get some nutso people coming in there like ex wrestlers or something, just crazy people, and they're just like, I'm gonna let it ride this year, and they're throwing their money and they build a super team, and Cleveland's winning World Series, and you never know, like anything could happen. It'd be fun.
Baltimore won 16 games last year. You cannot convince me otherwise. And they're going to contend for the World Series next year. Like, just do it. Just if that's what you want, then freaking stop dropping the pretension that you care about the history of the game and just do it and make it the craziest spectacle that summer has ever seen.
Yeah. The summer that Brian Adams was talking about.
For real. Summer of 420.
The summer of 420. The summer of 9/11.
I actually, this is weird. We played in a soccer tournament last weekend, and I was looking to see where, like, how close were we to where we were playing, and I pulled up my Google Maps, and
I saw this.
Right at that moment, we were 11 minutes from Bryan Adams High School, and
so sick. And
I wanted so badly to Google it and find out, like, because I know they're probably the Bisons or whatever, but in my head, I'm still holding on to it that they're the Bryan Adams
Princes
High.
of Thieves. Their school song is "There's no love like your love all the time." That's good, a good song.
Dude on the tuba on the field, killing it. I should
name more high schools like that, of people like that. That'd be more fun. I'm tired of cool activists that actually help the community. I'm tired of them getting schools. It needs to be like ex-rappers, Paul Wall Middle School.
It's not going to be long before there is a Paul Wall Middle School in Houston.
Yes, Sting Art Performance Academy, and just the weirdest, the Ultimate Warrior Elementary. Yeah. All right, anyway.
Slayer Middle School.
Mm-hmm.
And in Houston there is a Frank Black. It's over on the west side. I don't think it's middle school. It might be high school, but there is a Frank Black.
There's not a black high school. They wouldn't do that.
No, it's because I know someone whose daughter went there, and I'm like, please tell me that here comes your man. is played at the beginning of every school day. Like,
but
it's
I just
after
wanted
the
them to call it.
pledge.
Who are you playing this week? Oh, we're playing Black High School. Playing Black. It's like,
Playing Black. It's
really like
the dude from the Pixies. Like, that has
that
to
is
be
pretty
what
sick.
it's.
No, that is pretty sick.
But I'm sure it's not named after the lead singer of the Pixies. But that would be, yeah. We need more. I would buy shirts on shirts if we were at Luciano Pavarotti High School.
Or just let anybody, like, they can make like website domains. Maybe I want a middle school. Maybe I'm a big. It's always sex perverts would just come out and it'd be like sex. Be a bunch of pedophiles naming schools. That's not good. But yeah, anybody can bid on it. You can just name it whatever you want.
Yeah. It wouldn't be long before there was like a Lolita middle school, or the Vladimir.
Almost instantly. It's gonna go down a very wrong path.
Yeah. Speaking of sex perverts, why is your background blurry? You got an orgy going on?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I have the Third Reich printed and all on the wall. It's actually the Fourth Reich. It's a cool mural that I've been working on, but I just in case, I'm trying not to get canceled in 2022. Yeah. It's a resolution, but so I'm trying to keep my Nazi paraphernalia and just blatant propaganda out of the Zoom. So yeah, it's just a bunch of Hitler's speeches printed out. It's pretty tight. No, I don't know. I couldn't figure out how to change the background in it. I hate it. It looks so dumb. It looks so dumb. So yeah, I can't figure it out. So I'm sitting here with a John Cena shirt with a blurry background. It's like, and I'm the one talking about pedophiles. You gotta. They really need to focus here, because this does look suspect. And I admit it. If you need to investigate me, I do get it. Like, check my hard drives. They're good, but you can check them because this doesn't look great. So
the good thing is I can see like around your arms, and it's your normal like brick wall background. Like it is. I see.
And there's a nice metal leaf there. There's some of my guitars are right here.
Guitars. I saw the guitars.
So, there's guitars, and then also Hitler speak. So
one of my favorite things about this podcast is, and I'm sure if you are a loyal listener, however many of you are left, the ability for Pat and I think Pat texted me about a month ago, and I saw it, and I was in the process of responding, and I think I fell asleep, which happens way more often than I care.
Yeah, that's your whole thing. I should know, like, after a certain time, I should not even attempt to text.
It's really like 9 or 9:30. Like, it's shamefully early.
That's not too bad. That's not terrible.
But my alarm goes off at 4:30 every morning.
Yeah, that's brutal.
But like, we actually have not done this. We haven't talked on the phone. I feel bad about that. Like, I should have checked on you. Like, you've been all right?
No, I've been terrible, but
yeah.
I needed you, James. Why didn't you check on me? No, I've been fine.
So anyway, so we haven't done that. We literally haven't talked in 2 months, and we're back. We're in mid-season.
Yeah, I don't like that we don't do that, but I do like it for the show, because we actually get the catch up on the show. Or, I mean, we talked before and stuff, but yeah, but it ends up working out. But I get, yeah, it's like we literally don't know what's going on, especially if we're not on the social media or anybody. Neither of us are posting or looking at stuff. It's like we don't know. We have no. I know you're coaching. That's about all I know.
Yeah, I know I'm over the 2021 World Series. I've gotten past it. I haven't
even thought about it. I'm still positive about it. I'm like, we're so good. We're the best team in baseball and have been for a few years. We still are good. Like, I think it's not a failure if you don't win the World Series, even if you're there and you could have won it. Like, it was a blessing to get to go. They were
3 times in 5 years.
Yeah. Like, you to make it to the World Series, the way the game's played, like, it is a giant accomplishment. It is an American League. The pennant is important. I never really thought about it, but winning your league is tight.
That's pretty cool.
It is a championship, and they call it American League Championship for a reason. Like, that rules. You can't. It's gonna go back to possibly how it was sometime, and we're gonna think of these years so fondly, and we're gonna when times get bad again, or at least even just mediocre. Mediocre might be worse than bad. We're gonna sit here and think, man, I miss sailing through the postseason every year, playing and winning pennants. I miss losing in the World Series. That was tight. Like, it's gonna sound crazy that we even complained about it.
There's one thing that
except for 2019. 2019 is it's a black mark, and I am upset about that one. But other than that, the whole macrocosm, the picture, it's good. We're great. We're a legendary team.
There's one thing that really pisses me off about the 2021 World Series that that I would be willing to sacrifice 6 weeks of the regular season in
Well,
order
that the Braves sucked and they shouldn't have won it. Yeah, I know. I think that sucked too. They're not good.
Yeah. In order to see this change take place, that the Astros had been playing with the DH with the exception of like 6 games all year, and then suddenly it's the World Series and you don't get your full lineup for 3 games.
It is bullshit.
Like that, how is that not just a natural advantage for a National League team?
I always thought the 3 games in a row in the middle was so much better than having home field. I don't.
Yeah.
Then having different rules in the same sport is absolutely ridiculous.
Like in Toronto,
you don't really
3
think
point
about
line
it. When you break it down, it's ridiculous that you have to do that. They have to. I mean, they get the blessing of not having their shitty pitcher hit, so they get upgraded on the road, and we get downgraded. Crushed. That's brutal. It's like we don't have to deal with that again, but that sucks. I mean, that is something that you can't really tweet about it because it's kind of a whiny thing. It's like a Ben DeBose type thing to do. Shout out to Ben DeBose. He's always whining about the Rockets and umpires. But
that's true. I love Ben, but that's true.
No, he's great. He is always upset about very, very minute, trivial things. But like that's something that like you can't tweet that because you'll look like a whiny bitch. But it is a factor. It is something that that's not fair.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the DH rules, it would be similar. And someone who watches the football, I'm more than willing to be corrected on this, but it would be like in the NFC, the field goal, like the actual goalposts are 15 yards closer together than in the AFC. And so it's a lot harder to make an extra point or a field goal.
No, it's you get an extra quarterback, and you get and then the AFC you don't get a quarterback for a part of the game, or I don't know, it's something ridiculous. Yeah, you only get to play with 9 in the NFC, and they play 11 in the AFC, or just something stupid. I mean, but it really isn't a factor all year long. You have your in-league games, nobody cares. But in the World Series, it's very concentrated, and it's an automatic negative for the American League, no matter what.
It's 60% of the first 5 games.
They at least have reps like this. I mean, yeah, it's a clear disadvantage. I never really thought about it, but it sucks.
It's 60% of the first 5 games of the World Series with the 2-3-2 format. And I get you get to play 4 games, but there haven't been that many game 7s. So really, it's just sort of even. And if you force the game 7, then obviously you get the roaring crowd. But it's also freaking game 7 of the World Series. Like, how much does the crowd take you out of playing in game 7 of the World Series?
Baseball crowds are kind of nuts. I mean, there is. I mean, I think except when they forced us to open the roof and to drown the sound, Minute Maid is a clear, loud advantage. I mean, there's just something, even if it's just amping up your own team, and it's just there's something, the energy there, it is electric, it does make a difference, but there's no reason it shouldn't be 2-2, 1-1-1.
And I get but I mean, the travel time, you have to have a day. Who gives a shit?
The World Series, get it right.
You don't have to have a day in between from going from Houston to Atlanta. You don't need 36 hours to recover from going from Houston to Atlanta. Like, or really anywhere. Like, it's the World Series. Like, you can play game 2 in Houston and game 3 in freaking New York the next day. Like, there's no reason, because if you need, I don't.
Yeah, no, they should do the 20. They use take the pandemic 2019 and just play 7 no off days. You're playing every day in a row, and let's just see what happens. What's what? We played all year. Let's just do it. Do it that way. I don't want the postseason is such a, especially if you're a team that goes all the way to the World Series, like, it's grueling. You get we talk about this all the time, just covering it, and we were doing post game shows. You 1 off day a week, and you play for a month and a half, a month straight of just straight baseball. It sucks.
Straight playoff baseball. Those days. It's not Tuesday against Cincinnati. Like, it's straight up playoff baseball. Like, it's super
very intense. Yeah, they can do those little things. They tinker with stuff that don't matter, like pitching clocks. Like, are you like the dumbest shit that is nothing? It's not even a gesture of goodwill towards. It's nothing. It's just like we know what this is. We know that nobody is ever going to enforce this. This doesn't mean anything, but we're going to just do it anyway.
I would be curious. I would never. This is one of those projects that I would be super excited about tracking for about 45 minutes. Then I would think this is a project not worth pursuing. But I guarantee you that you could put a pitch clock and not you could add up the time between every single pitch in the regular season, and it would not come up with an unnecessary extra day in a playoff series.
Oh no,
Like,
yeah, probably.
it would be totally fine. I would be 100% with at the beginning of the season being like, you know what? There's going to be a day between games 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And then it's go time after that. It doesn't matter. It could be you played game 3 in Atlanta and game 4 is in Atlanta, but there's going to be a rest day between games 3 and 4.
And make it like or you just doing it like it's like this week. The World Series week is a celebration, is a celebratory week for baseball. It's 7 days in a row, and you've got the World Series games being played, and you've got hoopla. You can do make Hall of Fame then. Do make it like a whole thing, and make it like, all right, this week it's baseball week or something. Just make it cooler. Obviously, make it cooler than that.
Shark Week.
But yeah, just like I mean, you spend all this time watching the team all year long. They're playing it. Let's just knock this shit out. Like, can we not drag it on anymore? Like, it gets dragged on for no reason.
I joked about this on one of my few moments on Twitter this week. Monday night, I did watch the national championship, and I managed to go to bed right before things got real. I saw the punt, pass, kick competition portion of the national, and then I went to bed because I was very tired.
I love that the punt, pass, kick thing is still a thing.
I do
and there's always a girl that wins somehow. She's just big because she's bigger than all the girls grow faster. So they're like, it's like a 6 foot broad just fucking launching it. And this tiny little Timmy just can't punt. He's just not good at punting, so he can't win. Anyway, shout out to women.
I can't remember where I was going to that national championship.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you were you fell asleep.
I did fall asleep. I brought it up. Why did I bring it up? Can't remember.
National championship. You did watch a sporting event for once?
I watched part of it. No, it's gone. I have no idea.
Yeah, I was very excited. I'm glad that the Georgia Bulldogs pulled it off. I'm a big fan of Athens, Georgia. Cool town, cool university.
It's very random, but I'm sort of friends with Mike Mills, like who was in REM, and it's the
sleep guy, the dream guy.
It's a really weird story. Yeah, he invented REM.
Or is he just in that same group that all of your friends are? This weird group, the group that you're in with all like the coolest indie musicians that have ever lived.
Yeah, no, but we haven't all talked in a while, so I need to check on some folks. But anyway, so I'm like really happy for him, because he's from Georgia, like he's a Braves fan, he's a Georgia fan, like he's had a really good few months, like good for him.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, no. So,
that does. I am kind of happy for Atlanta. I don't know.
Can we say that the curse is over? Like the Atlanta curse is not a thing anymore?
Wasn't ever really a curse. They were just very good, and we weren't good enough. They were just one of the best teams ever. There was no curse.
No, but like with the Braves, as good as they were, that only won one World Series, and then the Falcons.
I don't know. We're kind of the same boat. I feel like we are the new Braves, so I don't want to put anything on them because that's kind of what we are doing right now.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is extremely true.
Like just a fucking stacked team that is the best, probably should win, and that's baseball for you. But yeah, I don't think there was ever a curse. I mean, maybe for no, I'm not gonna make that joke. It was very funny. But as you can see, I'm blurring. I'm trying to make steps forward, and I can't. Hitler would have wanted me to say it, but I'm not gonna say what I was gonna joke about.
This is the anti Back to the Future, where as you make decisions, it gets less blurry in the background.
What a stupid part of that movie. The picture kind of makes me mad. Like, why are they disappearing? Why is Marty somehow more important than everybody? It's a very weird part of that movie that it's somehow weirder than the fucking his mom. I saw
something.
I hated that movie. I don't hate the movie, but there's a lot of glaring plot holes that people do not talk about.
I do love the movie.
Yeah, I do too. I don't want to say I'm hating, but it is a terrible script.
The one thing that I cannot get on board with, and I read some interview with one of the writers, and one of the things that I had a hard time with is like, how do they not recognize as their kid grows up that's that's the same. That's the same. They called him the same thing.
Yeah.
And the response was, how much do you remember from high school? Like when you get to be an adult, like would you remember every detail? And I'm like, no, but I would remember that one.
The alien guy from space that came in and like, I would remember that guy.
Played
that
Van Halen when I was asleep in 1955. Like you hit me with Van Halen, I will remember that for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but you know what? But like, that is a good point. And he was such an important, impactful person in their life that they wanted to name their son after this person. But he had an older brother that they named after the dad. Like, why? So why is he the special one? If that's such a special name, why didn't the older brother get the name Marty? What a weird fucking thing.
That's a really good point.
What a dumb. Yeah, you would recognize your son. And if we're just talking like time and all this, like you can do this in this part and you can't do it in that, like none of that stuff adds up. That you can't, and they ruin it in Back to the Future 2, where like you can't see yourself or you'll pass out. Okay. And Biff, I'm getting very mad about this. Biff is my least favorite. Biff isn't affected by it. He just goes back in time to his old self and gives him the almanac. Like, here, I'm gonna set you up. It's like nothing makes sense. Anyway, so I didn't realize how much I cared about it until just now.
I do not recognize my wife loves Back to the Future 2. I freaking hate it.
It's stupid.
I recognize 1 and 3. 3 is funny. I like 3.
3 is the best. People don't want to hear this. 3 is the best. It's the best. It's the best movie. If we're talking just, it is the best. The 3 kind of rules. They all rule in their own way. But yeah, and it is very lame to break down everything in a Hollywood movie. But there's stuff that just like that they make it a point to focus on that is a rule from the movie and this and that, and then like they contradict it, and it makes no sense. One thing that also, why are Marty and a disgraced fucking scientist hanging out? Why are they friends? What that's not good.
Okay, so I've learned this. This is my 8th year teaching, and I always didn't like Principal Strickland, but at the very beginning, he's the
only good character, the only one that kept it real. Yeah,
at the very beginning, the principal tells Marty, like, your dad was a slacker, you're a slacker. Why are you hanging out with Doc Brown? And those are all the valid observations.
Why are you hanging out with this old guy? I don't know. Sorry, I'm a weird kid. I'm a dork. I'm not as cool as they think I am in 1955.
Yeah. So I have come to respect Principal Strickland. Like his approach is abrasive, and he should know that it's not going to work on Marty McFly. But he has valid
unless you call him a chicken, and then he is contractually obligated to do whatever it is you said he couldn't do. If you call him a chicken, he will do whatever you're daring him to do. So all you gotta do is double dog dare him, and so he is a pretty easy guy to flip on that.
I did read somewhere that, and I cannot remember the word for it, but essentially the trilogy, that there is a point where the story progresses and it makes an arc. And this is so dumb of me to just talk about this and not know the name.
No, we'll break this all down. I've got all of it. I'm with you. I'm 100% on board with this.
So the story makes an arc until about midway through Back to the Future 2, and then it sort of reverses and it goes back to the original. Like it's sort of a parabola of the way the story progresses. And I think
they didn't know how it progressed. They were all on drugs. They were all winging it from the jump.
It's straight up cocaine. I mean, that's a coke fueled movie.
Well, Aaron Sorkin had it figured out. He could write fucking clean and clear and concise scripts with great dialogue. But okay, he was on all sorts of cocaine.
I will say that over the holidays, as we rewatched holiday movies, there is one. I think it's universally beloved, and if anyone's not going to like it, it's going to be you. So I'm curious what you think.
I can't wait to hear what this is.
There is one movie that I feel as though you cannot poke a single solitary hole in the script, and that's Home Alone. I don't really want to poke a hole in the script. Yeah, I can poke a million holes in it, but I don't want to. I love Home Alone. the way that
I run a fake Marv merchants account on Facebook where I just post those two quotes. I only post two things, and it's why the hell do you dress like a chicken? And kids are afraid of the dark. Kids are scared of the dark. That's all I post over and over again.
My favorite line of the entire movie is when Kevin McAllister like goes to the treehouse, and Harry and Marv like stick their head out, and Harry's like, "Where did he go?" And Marv is like, "Maybe he committed suicide."
Yeah,
that's really
Marv was very dark and hilarious. But that is great. That is actually one of the better lines. My favorite part is where it just out of nowhere he gets electrocuted into a skeleton, and it's like a not a real movie. Like, why is we showing his skeleton?
Yeah,
he gets electrocuted, and why are we showing bones? There's no weird stuff and magic and the rest of the movie, and it's he's a skeleton. It makes no sense.
So, but the whole okay, I will poke a hole in. I will try to poke a hole in one thing.
There's a bunch of them.
Like the kid that comes across the street and asks all the questions, and he gets counted, and they think that's Kevin. Like that's like everything is believable up to the point where they actually overslept before getting 14 people or however many people it was to Paris. If that was me, if I was the parents, I would be up every 10 minutes thinking I overslept. I would sleep the entire.
You would be able to sleep. There's no way that scenario is impossible. And even with all the hectic stuff going on, you fucking make sure you have your kids. It's the only thing that you do. I mean, they work. I mean, you want to talk about an Arsler type family. I mean, what a bunch of absolute idiots.
No,
rest in peace to the dad. We love him. He will be missed. Was it Peter? Is it Peter McAllister?
Died?
The father. That's me using my talk boy that I did have. The talk boy, so sick. That's from the second one. But anyway,
John Hurd died.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, it's maybe last year, the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhat recently. Yeah, he ruled. He was always he was a very good character actor.
Yeah, he was great. He was good. He's good.
So sorry I had to break that to you.
Man. All right.
Yeah, people are gonna continue to die. It's not great. Or it is great, depending on how you look at it. It could be a sweet release. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, at some point it comes for us all, so we might as well embrace it.
No, but see, Home Alone, that rules. And Back to the Future, like when I'm watching it, I'm not breaking it down like, oh, that's not real. But when you really stop to think, I don't like lazy writing and stuff. But it's just dumb, and it just kind of annoys me a little bit.
In an idle moment, yeah, no, I'm willing, and this is where Kami and I differ, in that I'm willing to go along for the ride. She's trying to figure out the ending. So she's constantly analyzing and
that's
doing
not fun. Kami,
I know.
You can't do that. That's ruining the movie.
She's not here, so I can say that freely. And so
I mean, that's just the way her mind works. But that she needs to know that that's not good. That it's not fun to do that. Just have fun.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna 8 Men Out. No, this is preposterous, but I'm gonna see what happens. Like let's
that's the instantly, and somebody be like, okay, that's the killer. It's like, no, we don't. All right.
There is
solving it almost instantly. It's like, okay.
There are two things that I will always laugh at, and no matter what context, or the three. And it's the girl, the Vine that she's sobbing, but she still does like the dance. The Mariah Carey song. Like,
yeah, I see that. I'm like, that could have been one of my daughters. So I'm just like, thank God it isn't. That is, but it is like, that is hilarious. It is.
Every single time, whatever the context, I will laugh. The format where it's like
Mike Drucker's Onion headline. You love that whole Mike Drucker's.
There's nothing to fear except fear itself and me, the ghost of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. That's
incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Fun.
It is funny every single time. It never gets old.
That kept me awake until at least 7:30 in the morning on the Bozo line.
It's so fucking funny.
So funny. The construct that's the what's your favorite song about the boys being back in town? That I'll pretty much always laugh at that. And then if it's something like it's either Chappie or The Witcher, or whenever they come on the screen, Chappie. you lean over and say that's The Witcher, and that makes me laugh. So
that one is very funny. That one has like there's some trends like that I absolutely hate, And it all depends on if you got good people that are actually propelling it with excellent content, that it's actually funny. I don't know. I guess it makes a difference who I see it post or who does a meme or somebody that I know, like Lima Time Bozoathon veteran Pat Monahan, Patty Mo. He does a lot of those Witcher jokes and on Twitter and stuff, and that's just funny. But
My
if somebody
favorite
unfunny
thing-
was doing it, it would make me mad.
My favorite thing about when you told me, and we've been going for like 19 hours at this point, and you were like, Pat Monahan is gonna
Oh yeah, you thought it was the train guy.
and like the lead singer of Train, and I don't know why I know this, but the lead singer of Train is named Pat Monahan. I was like,
Yeah, no, I know. I only know it because of him, and it's funny. It's just like, I'm not the train guy. Like, it sucks. I've told you about the time that I guess Train was in town on tour, and we're at the Improv, and I guess they came out on a night out to see a show.
What?
And it was like we were like in the bar area after the show and closed, and they were just kind of standing around, and they were all together, and they went like, hey, we're Train, like they were like on a like a Saturday morning cartoon. Like they were like all together. It's one of the funny things. Like, what? I swear to God. Like they all we're all standing. The whole band was together, and they're like, "Hey, we're Train," like a cartoon. Like they were like a. I swear. One of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like, nice guys, but like, what are y'all doing? What the fuck are y'all doing? Like, all right, we were like, hey, Train, all right. It was so good. It was so funny. We're just swear to God. I mean, if you could picture, like, if you watch the Saturday morning cartoons and it was like the A-Team, or it was like, I don't know. Hey, we're Train. It was, the whole band was there. They were all out and like just standing there with their drops of Jupiter in their hand. It was so funny. I love that. I love that story. They're just standing there, but very awkward. Like it was their one night out, and they just say, "Hey, we're Train." All right, the Train. Fucking weirdos. It was great. So good.
Train is that. It's actually that's one of my. They're one of my.
They're really good. I got on a Train kick the other day. I was like, oh, these songs are good.
They're one of my guilty pleasure bands, and I know like the Drops of Jupiter and the Meet Virginia, you know, they get blasted.
Hey, Soul Sister.
That's it's straight up Sunny 99.1, like all like that most, but every now and then, like there's
still good.
They're good. They have a song called Getaway that is legit one of my favorite songs of all time. Like there was a breakup involved in college when I heard that song. But
so you have nostalgia tied to it. Not
there's a little nostalgia.
Like it takes you back to a place.
But like objectively, like it's a really and having done this Rolling Stone thing, like I appreciate objectively good songs. And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, but I mean, like everyone gives Train crap, and I think it's just sort of like a societal thing. Like How You Remind Me by Nickelback, that's a damn good song.
Nickelback is a good band. Yeah, no, I get stuck on this a lot too. This somehow this correlation between pop music and sucks is not true. Like sorry, Justin Bieber is good. You can't just say he sucks because he's a popular musician. Like there are some Nickelback. That's a fun punchline. That was a pretty good album. They were popular. Like I'm not jamming them right now, but they had good songs, and everybody had that CD. Everybody had Creed. Everybody listened to Creed. They're not the worst band in the world. That's absolutely ridiculous.
I saw Train open for Hootie and the Blowfish in Savannah, Georgia in 1999.
That's a sick ass concert, truth be told.
It was, and also keep in mind, it's 1999. That was one of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Yeah, you know, but see, you think you named those songs that were like 100. You said Sunny 99.1. They were pop hits. Meet Virginia's great. Drops of Jupiter. I mean, and even the stupid Soul Sister song, which I want to hate when I hear it, but then when the song's on, I'm like, okay, I do.
I'm not changing it. I'm not changing the channel.
That is just, and this is just a tale as old as time for getting older. But like, that's a good song. And I compare it to some of the pop songs, and I'm like, I don't. Like that is a song with a band that did something. It's not. They're not tackling some some deep new wave type lyrics or anything. But yeah, it's fun. It's a good song. It's fun to sing along to. But these days you don't have songs like that. It's just different. I'm not saying it sucks or anything, but it's a different game.
Everyone's homework assignment from this, because I'm in homework assignment mode.
Oh, great.
Everyone's homework assignment is to immediately, you can even pause it. No, don't do that, because if you're listening on Spotify.
Yeah, don't do that.
But you need to listen to Howard Jones' Everlasting Love. Like,
yeah.
It's that's I'm and I guess I'm to the point where I'm like what you like. Don't apologize for it. If it makes you feel happy, or if you're like, this is a jam, then go with it. Who cares?
It is a jam. So, yeah. No more guilty pleasures. Like, it's just a pleasure.
Yeah. No. If you don't feel guilty about it, then it's not a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. I think that's something that I've noticed, that I'm just like, I like this shit. If I like a certain song, I don't give a shit. If I like it, I like it. It doesn't. I'm not trying to be cool or prove anything to anybody.
It extends to everything. You want to be a vegetarian? You want to go plant-based? Cool. You want to put beans in your chili? Okay. That is your call. Your call.
Yeah, people are so weird about the music. It's such a, what a dick move to like be judgy about music to anybody. That's crazy. And the cool kids that have albums that I've never heard of, I was like, oh, that's sick. But like, come on, man. Pop music is popular for a reason. It doesn't suck. It can suck. I understand it, but to make the whole genre like a pejorative is kind of nuts. It's like popular. Yeah. Jimi Hendrix is popular music. It's pop. Like, what are we talking about? It's people are just very dumb, and that's really at the foot of what I'm saying, is that people are dumb, and people are lazy and don't want to actually put any thought to their opinions. But they want to be sweeping, very strong opinions, but they don't want to be based on anything.
The whole need to tell someone that here is a song that is 3 minutes long, and you're stupid for liking it. Like, I do not. I've grown out of the. I like weird bands, and my favorite band of all time is the Pernice Brothers. And
yeah, you love the Pernice Brothers. That's a good record I listen to.
I guarantee like 2% of America's population has heard of the Pernice Brothers. I don't care. Like, it'd be cool if people listen to it, and if they like it, cool. And if they don't, I get it. Like, whatever. I just don't understand. Like, why do we have to hate something that brings someone else joy? Like, no,
we don't.
We don't have to, but we do, to flex.
But it's not even based on any. It's not. I know. I mean, we do, but like, usually it's not. It's not, and I mean, we're all victims of doing this at some point. But at least now, I'm just sitting there like, no, if you are a fan of something and you want to go like, it brings you joy. I'm not going to judge you. I don't care. But usually people are like, yeah, the Justin Bieber was a popular one. Like, oh, that sucks because everybody likes it. It's like, oh, so yeah, so does Adele suck? Does Beyonce suck? Like, no, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're good.
They are pretty good. Coldplay, an incredible band, gets absolutely just because there was a joke in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah,
and Michael McDonald got clowned too. Like, Michael McDonald absolutely rules. If you slander him, I'll murder you. The Doobie Brothers are incredible. Michael McDonald is not a joke. Like, 40-Year-Old Virgin, they had a bunch of jokes in that crushed. Yeah, Coldplay just became a punchline for whatever reason.
No reason.
Like, they're good. I don't know.
Yeah.
But people are just, oh, Coldplay, that sucks. It's like, well, okay. I get very upset. So yeah, but yeah, people with opinions that are, it's unfounded. It's very upsetting to me. Anyway.
Still trying not to laugh about that. We're trained. I think
it was like, and there was like a few like half, like it was really like Saturday morning cartoon. It's the best possible analogy I can come up with. Like, they was just like, all right, and Pat Monahan is very, very recognizable. Like, standing like right in the front. They were like triangled. Like, I was just like, why is the whole band hanging out? Like, y'all have been together a while. One guy should be with his family. Like, why are y'all out to improv all together? It was so the fact that it was a band outing is hilarious.
They're all from Northern California, and they're in Houston. Like, you do something together. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't. It's another hotel. Like, the touring is a grueling process. Like, I mean, I'm glad that they were, but the fact that they were together as Train is one of the. I mean, it's one of the funny. I mean, I think about it all the time. It's incredible. Just the balls to do that. The fact that they even thought to do it, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, we're trained." It's like, okay, train. It's like, hey, train. Incredible. Nice guys. I mean, it's one of the funniest things. Like, I'm glad that you like that, because I'll tell that story and it falls upon deaf ears. People don't think it's as funny as I do, because they don't understand why it's funny. And I'll tell it, and I get it so excited. People are like, oh yeah. I'm like, well, you don't understand why that's funny. Then I do the same thing that I made fun of the pop people for doing. I'm just like, you don't know why that's funny? Like, they're band trained. They're all together. Like, I don't know. That's not. Yeah. So I'm glad that this landed for once. It's very funny to me.
This is why we're a few months short of 6 years of doing this.
This show does rule. Yeah, and people. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that actually the people that the staunch baseball people probably have bailed on this cast a while back. So I don't think we have to worry about them. There's a time where people were just like, shut up about ghouls and whatever I'm talking about. Please talk baseball. Well, we do. I mean, we do. We do when we can. We're not going to force it.
If you want to, we're going to talk for an hour about the lockout. Okay. But also if you want to hear Buster Olney record from the bottom of a well on a farm in New Hampshire, then go ahead. But no, you know what you signed up for. There's no way.
I mean, who is that big of a fan? Like, I'll see there's some like Twitter accounts that, and thank God I'm not on there as much anymore, but it absolutely infuriates me that their whole just their whole persona and their whole life revolves around the Astros. So it's just like, they're just posting about missing the season that's coming up. Like, can you just shut up? Like, can you just be a person for a little bit?
Yeah, no, like there's an off season.
They have like a countdown already. Like, I love baseball too. I have a podcast about it. But come on, like, it's very, very annoying to me.
You can only do so much. There's only so much content.
Yeah. Did you see that Apollo Media got a Houston Day, and I feel like now we need one. Not that we are not competitors with them. Don't let that. Come on.
No,
they have work ethics.
They got
they're doing something.
A Houston Day.
But they got a day.
No, I love the Apollo guys. They're great.
They're great. Yeah,
it's weird when you get a group of people that work together. Like, I'm sure there are people that listen to this and they're like, well, I don't like James because, or he's not terribly wheels off. But it's rare.
No, they all like you. They all like you. I'm the problem child for 100%.
No, but then they think that, and then you pop off with the "we're trained" story, and it reels them back in. But like to a person, like the Apollo dudes are all solid.
Yeah, they are.
And if they're listening to this, and they probably bailed.
I'm insanely jealous of them just because they did everything like that. Okay, yeah, that's a good business plan. Oh, they're doing everything that. They're just very good. I'm just like, if I was young and could start a business, that I'm just very jealous of. Not jealous in the fact, jealous in a good way. I'm just like, y'all are doing it, and I'm like, they're
and I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound like slander, and I swear it's not. They're Houston John Boy. They capitalized on they had a good thing. They capitalized.
That is slander. That is slander. But go ahead and finish.
No, I'm not starting to fight. They they had a thing. And they were able to branch out from that thing, and now they're multifaceted. Where John Boy is playing the same note on his piccolo, and that's all he's got. And so like, no, Apollo, those dudes are legit. And if
they're
if I want to do some sort of collaboration.
But we always talk about it. We're everybody's involved. We just have to. Something that we're and the listeners are going to all nod their head very, very it's going to be probably all going to nod in unison, but our follow through isn't that great sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But we've all agreed on both parties to do crossover episodes, to do all sorts of stuff. So we probably just need to reach out and do that at some point maybe for the season.
And the crossover would be just like the not us, because we're terrible at capitalizing on and monetizing. But just like those dudes,
no. Oh yeah,
those dudes seem cool.
Liquid Death water. Oh, it's blurred out. I can't even do an ad for Liquid Death.
It's obscene.
It is the best water. Liquid Death mountain water is the best water. I don't know have you had it?
I had a sip. I waterfalled somebody else's because they're like, you're not going to believe this, and
it is incredible. The water in the can is I can't even. You have to try it to even. They're not an ad because we don't have.
We gave up on that.
I actually drank it, but it is incredible. But yeah,
So yeah, to do something with them isn't like let's piggyback on their success. No, they seem cool, and I want to
no,
do
they're
stuff with
cool.
cool
We're
people.
dumb, but they're just like the Astros. We're not ever gonna do anything. Yeah, 100%. But I almost equate them to, they're like a I would compare them more like a bar stool, because they have like all the cool, they have the cool shirts, and they have all these different, they have like a college baseball show. They have they have little like tentacles kind of going out, and the t-shirts is the thing that's impressive. They got the players wearing it.
Yeah.
And they're not dumb. I'm not a big like buy a shirt for everything that happens person. That's just not my thing. But like they're good shirts, they're good designs. Like I understand like why people rep them. Like why wouldn't you?
It's cool. Yeah.
Like they're a brand. The Houston versus everybody shirt, the orange one, and then like you got McCullers involved. And yeah, it's sick to see the players wearing the shirts. Like it really is tight.
That's a really yeah, that's cool. So good for them. Anyway.
Yeah, we're old and dumb, and we have no merch, and we've never done anything. We've done nothing. But we had one live show, and it was an absolute circus, an absolute debacle. I loved it, but it was a debacle.
You know, in these uncertain times, out of an abundance of caution, it was a good show.
Yeah, we'll have to do another one, because there's no reason not to.
No reason not. This has lifted my.
Well, COVID is a reason not to, but I mean, Trump 2024. Obviously, I'm a Republican now, and I'm full. Like the disease isn't real. Fauci's dumb. Yeah, I'm anti-vax. All the things that I'm ready to have a show. But no, I think that'd be something that'd be fun. Yeah, we should probably just do some stuff.
I'm getting to the point where I'm really only occupied on Tuesday nights and Friday nights, and all my evenings are.
I know. Yeah, you usually have a packed schedule. I feel bad even if just for 1 hour or whatever. I'm just like, man, you're coaching, you're tired, because I mean I barely make it through. I barely make it through the day as it is for me already, and just having to do all that, it's just like I wouldn't want to talk about baseball either. I don't.
No, this has been great. This is absolutely fantastic. Exactly what I needed. I fell asleep in a faculty meeting on Monday. I fell asleep in a department meeting on Tuesday. I went to bed at 9:30 of the national championship. I was asleep by 9:45 Tuesday night. Like this is this has been great. All right. So
I'm very comfortable. What do the Lady Lions need to do to really turn this around? This is something that we need, because I mean you can't go out there and not win a game. You can't be terrible on your debut. It'll look bad on the podcast. It'll haunt you for a long time. The girls, it'll haunt them as well. So what are you gonna do to right this ship?
Last week we played 4 games. We lost every single one.
Right.
And we're in a phase right now where every single opportunity that we give our opponent, it goes in the back of the net.
God, like you gotta stop that.
We lost a game where we outshot our opponent 21-4.
Yeah, you told me. Is that the one you told me about, where it was like you had like breakaways on the goalie, and you told me the 2 crossbars, and it was just like
first 10 minutes
one opportunity and put it in the back of the net. Well, that's the difference between winning and losing. I mean, it is.
And honestly, like the problem is that last year between the freeze and between COVID, like they lost a lot of games last year. And at this point, they sort of go into it thinking like, okay, we're going to get out of school early. We get to go sit on a bus with our friends. We're going to go play a game.
This is fun time. No, we gotta make them run laps. I'll show up in a mean full track suit, and I'll yell at them. No, they need to. No, you don't have any killers. It's rumpus time.
We have killers, but it's irritating, and
high school girls.
No, like we're right there, and it's just a matter of like there was one game that I just did the stats for that in a half, and it was a tournament, so the games were shorter to accommodate UIL rules, but it was like in the attacking third, our pass completion percentage was 18%. And it's just finding the right combination of midfielders and forwards to just go score.
Yeah, you're still new too, and you're tinkering too. So it might be just one move, like, oh, this wing suddenly it opens everything up, and you got to figure it out too. I mean,
Yeah,
But
no,
they
our
also
next
do have to want to win. They have to like want to be there. I think that's the key. Like if they just look at it as an elective and they're just there to like rob us time, that's not good.
that's what we talked about. We were coming back from one of the tournament games that we lost, and my assistant, who is fantastic, he was like, they seem to be in a pretty good mood, and I was like, okay. So we had a little team talk before we got off the bus because it was like 30 degrees when we got back, and
Jeez.
and I was like, Coach said you're in a pretty good mood. And I agree. Y'all are in a pretty good mood. And there's one of two reasons for that. And the first reason is that you're in a good mood because you know we're close. Like we're really close to putting it together.
That's
like
it.
I was like, the other reason you're in a good mood is because you're not disappointed because you thought you were going to lose. And it's up to you to figure. You have to decide. I can tell you, like, mark number 18, and if you decide somebody else will do it, then she's going to score. And guess what? That's exactly what she did.
Yeah.
And so it's a mindset and it's a culture.
It is. It is. You have to want, like, if you're there, like, it's just there to go have fun and you're doing that and you're going through the motions, that's what it's going to be. Like, you have to, I can't imagine playing a competitive sport at a level like that, like varsity, where you are playing the sport competitively and not care and not like put everything into it. I don't understand anybody. I understand like when you suck and like you give up halfway through the season, but on the field, you still play as hard as you can. You may not care as much when something goes wrong like you would if you were competing at a high level. But you're still playing as hard as you possibly can. You still are trying to win at all costs. Like, it's just something you might not, the stakes aren't as high. You don't get as low when you lose because but you still try until you die. Like, you don't. So that's a weird mindset.
Like,
Can't trust them.
We're 0-4. We're 0-4, but we're not the 2013 Astros.
No, it's tournament loss. Tournament losses don't count. They don't really count as, they're not like, those aren't like district losses late. They're different.
Our district is ridiculous. So we need to stack up some wins. So
you'll turn around. You'll get all these. You need to do one win. We're all very excited. We're all on pins and needles. We're all Lady Lions fans. So
this is my fault. I brought a Sharpie. I was so sure we're gonna win on Saturday that I brought a Sharpie, and I was gonna take a game ball. I was gonna have them all sign it. And I was like, I'll never bring another Sharpie again.
Oh, you got to. Well, have one just in case you need to. But for something else, like, it's for writing on some sort of thing. But don't, like, have one available. But don't. It can't be for what you're doing, even though it is for that. But it can't. It has to be for something else.
The Sharpie is to write Calvin pissing on the opponent's logo on the back of their bench. That's what it's for.
That, you know what, you want to talk about the things that make me laugh? That Calvin pissing on anything is still funny. Shout out to Calvin Hobbs, still very funny, and also shout out to Far Side as well. So shout out to hilarious cartoons that help me help mold my humor. And then we can get out of here with that. But yeah, Calvin pissing on a Chevy logo is still funny. He hates Chevy for some reason, but he also hates Ford. You don't know that he's also on the Chevy car trucks pissing on Ford. You don't. So who does he love? We don't know.
He's playing both sides. I respect it.
All right. Well, we're back.
We're back.
We're back, baby.
I started therapy in the fall, and I think this is a form of it. So yeah.
Oh, it absolutely is. I had a bunch of pinup podcasting that I haven't been doing. I was like, I need to get some stuff out. So hopefully I'm not canceled for that, my Hitler stuff, and
yep. We'll go back to your Hitler fueled orgy that's blurred out in the background.
yeah, there definitely is a few Nazis behind me. They're getting the third. Yeah, they're getting all riled up. So yeah, I'm gonna get the hope the Panzer tanks are pulling up. All right. Let's see.
One girl's getting the Second Reich. I see that. Yeah.
Well, there's no girls. Obviously, we're Nazis. We're gay. It's all pinned up homosexuality. It's all pinned up homosexuality. We have weird dicks, and we're all Hitler. We're all failed art school. We're all failed art school people. It's not great. So we're just instead of channeling it to hate to the world, we're doing it in a weird sex positive type way. So, and also, train's here. So train's here. I gotta go. So all right, that's it. Train's here. So I'll see you guys later. That'll do it for this episode of Lima Time.